welcome back. So I'm reading some more things from Reddit to do with knitting and crochet and things. Just a couple of things that I found over the last few weeks. I don't know how this is going to go because we are experiencing our second heat wave of this summer so far in the UK and it's quite toasty. It's not too bad in my little corner here where I have my setup, but it's not cool pretty much anywhere. I just put some rubbish out in the bins outside and I wish I'd waited until later in the evening. But never mind. Anyway, thoughts on asking for a crochet gift back. I'm not sure if this kind of post is allowed, so I apologise if not. I gave my mother-in-law a Persian towels blanket as a gift 3 years ago. Since then, I've never seen it in their home. We live in a suite downstairs, so I would definitely notice it if it was occasionally set out. It lived in the gift bag in their bedroom for a month after I gifted, and after that it disappeared. I'm guessing it's just hidden in a closet or something. I'm a little hurt, of course, but I think it's just not their style, and my mother-in-law didn't realise how much work I put into it, and probably didn't want to hurt my feelings by rejecting it. We have a great relationship, which is why I made her something so special in the first place. I just want to let it go, but it was months of hard work, and it's my favourite thing I've ever made. Would it be insane just to ask for it back? I don't want to hurt our relationship. I truly love her, but I would love to showcase it in my home. I just don't know if the ask is worth any damage to our relationship. Help! Pattern is Persian Tiles by Janie Crow. I followed the Eastern Jewels colourway using Stylecraft Special DK yarn with some modifications throughout. Before I read the edit, I will give my opinion. So this is an absolutely gorgeous blanket. It's the kind of thing that I would like to make one day, but I don't think I ever will because it's just so complicated, and knowing how quickly I can tire of something that takes a long time, it probably would not be loved by me too much, but I can see why she loves it that much. I wouldn't ask for it back. Just because you don't see the recipient using something you've given to them doesn't mean then they're not using it or that they don't love it. From personal experience, my best friend's mum sewed a beautiful quilt when my wife and I got married, and we've never used it because it's so special. We don't have a spare bed in our house at the moment. It is something that we possibly will have at some point, and if we do, then that quilt will go on there. But for the moment, it is safely stored away in a plastic bag in our spare room. I say spare room, it's my craft room. Or it will be once we've moved all the boxes out of it. It's not out on display. No one would see it right now. It will be visible to people at some point in the future. But for fear of something bad happening to it, getting spilled on, damaged, or something along those lines, I've not put it out anywhere. And it's not because I don't like it or because I didn't want it. It's absolutely gorgeous and I absolutely love it. But sometimes people don't display things even though they really like them. So if I was OP, I would just leave it be. Even if you really love it and you want to showcase it in your own home, maybe see if you can get a really high definition photograph of the blanket, maybe even this one, I don't know how high definition it is, and get a printed version of it that you can hang somewhere in your home where you can say, I made this for mother-in-law, but I really liked it so I wanted to show it in my house. Or potentially make another one if you feel it's worth putting the effort into making another one for yourself. I'm just going to leave it be. It's not worth my relationship. I'll accept the lesson learned about gifting something when I'm not sure if it's right for them. We'll plan to make another as I love the process almost as much as the finished piece. Thanks everyone. Yeah, there were a few comments in particular that really helped me. One pointing out it's just yarn and a lot of effort, but my relationship with mother-in-law is worth more. Another comment reminded me that I have homemade gifts that I don't display and I've definitely regifted things myself. So how can I expect someone else not to? Yeah, tread carefully. If you ask for it back and she's given it away or donated it, you may be heartbroken. That's the thing. Like, I get why she would want it back because of how much effort has gone into it. But once you've given something to something, it is completely out of your hands. It is theirs now to do with as they wish. It's up to you to decide whether it's worth the relationship over it or not. And if you're not sure, maybe don't make something for someone who's not likely to appreciate the gift you've given. Like, I know that I have given gifts to people who maybe won't have appreciated them, but nowadays I do only give handmade things to people who've asked for them, and in theory, what they have asked for as well, because I don't want to give someone something that feels like a burden to them. My first granny square. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I'm happy with this little square. Update, I made a second one successfully, so now I know it wasn't just luck with my colour changes. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Like, sometimes making something that seems so simple to someone who has been crocheting for as long as I have might seem trivial, but everyone had their first granny square at some point, and I think they've absolutely gone with the right kind of yarn for their first granny square. I know that the Red Heart granny square yarn is formulated specifically to make the colour changes where they are on the squares, which is fantastic if you're new at this and you don't want to have to deal with weaving in loads of ends, but you want those colours and that colour change. Absolutely fantastic. I probably wouldn't end up using this yarn because I like to have complete control over colour changes and the colours and things like that myself. A little bit of a control freak, but it's a really good looking granny square, and if you keep making them, you have a lovely blanket at the end of it. Why am I obsessed with crafting supplies and I don't make a damn thing with them? So I, 51F, have this weird quirk that started shortly before the pandemic and I can't figure out why I do it. I've always been a very crafty person. I love to do just about everything out there. I paint, create with clay, make jewellery, cast resin, do diamond paintings, quilling, 3D printing, woodwork, sewing, crochet, scrapbooking, dioramas, candle making, elaborate small animal habitats, wire work. You get the picture. But instead of doing the actual craft, I will spend tons of money buying everything I could possibly need to do said craft and get it all super organised, and then I move on to the next great idea I have without ever crafting anything. I have so many ideas for things that I can make and sell, but I never follow through. As I lay in bed trying to sleep, I'll make a plan on what I should do the next day and get really excited about actually crafting something, and I never do it. Last year, I spent a couple $1,000s on every type of resin, embellishments, dyes, appliances, levelling and heating tables, tools, and every silicone mould I could find, even supplies to create my own moulds. I have 60 plastic shoeboxes organised with labels, lists and photo printouts by type for all of the moulds I bought. I haven't cast one piece of it yet. It's ridiculous. Consciously, I know how absurd all of this is, but I can't seem to bring anything to fruition. Does anyone have any insight on why I do this? Anyone else with this problem? It's embarrassing to even ask here, so please be gentle. I don't know specifically why you do it, but I think I can kind of sympathise in a way. I am the kind of person, I know it's not exactly the same, but I'm the kind of person that when I play The Sims, I spend absolutely ages building my character, making their outfit and their person look the way I want them to, and then I spend ages building a house. I don't use the pre-built houses. Most of the time I will make my own house from scratch. The size, the floor, the layout, everything that goes into it, I will spend ages making it. And then I won't really bother with the actual playing of the game. It's like the building is the bit that I find quite fun, but then the actual playing is less fun for me. And I suppose the biggest issue really with the problem that OP has is that it costs a lot of money to get all of these supplies and to get everything ready, and it will take up a lot of space. Like, what did she say? 60 plastic shoeboxes organised with everything that they need in it for that, and that's just for one craft, I think. Yes, that's one craft has over 60 shoeboxes of stuff, and that's going to take up a lot of room in their house, and I think that could be an issue. I think this is a question that's probably too big for Reddit, and probably something to speak to a therapist about potentially. Like, it could be, obviously I am not a therapist, but I'm spitballing just off the top of my head. Maybe it is a fear of lacking perfection, and if you don't actually do the craft, you can't not be perfect at it. I am someone who gets a little bit frustrated when I'm doing a craft and something isn't going the way I want to. I'm not immediately good at it. It annoys me to no end. So that might be kind of what the OP is avoiding in this instance. And because if you don't start it, you can't be bad at it. But also I have heard people say things like buying yarn and using yarn are two very different hobbies. And it might be that your hobby is collecting hobbies rather than actually doing them. Although again, I don't know if this is something probably a therapist would be able to dig deeper on. I find people's obsession with gift knitting strange. I get we all have our reasons for doing this hobby. I guess mine is that I enjoy the process and I like being able to make stuff that has cool textures or colours. I don't do it for function or to make useful objects per se, but it seems like a lot of folks have this compulsion to externalise this hobby to feel useful. I've seen so many posts where someone surprises their sister with some lace shawl for their wedding, and then they're devastated and in tears when said sister isn't overwhelmed with excitement and gratitude. On the other hand, I'll see these posts or comments from folks drowning in holiday gift knitting projects. For whatever reason, they've decided that all 20 members of their extended family need a new chunky weight knitted drink cozy, and they spend all kinds of time making that happen. But I have to wonder, how much of that is self-imposed versus an actual expectation placed upon them by friends and family members? Like, what if you're spending all this time knitting 20 drink cozies and people secretly dislike them and plan to never use them, but they're too nice to say anything to your face? It's just painful. It's just a painful, awkward scenario to imagine. I don't know, maybe I'm being harsh or there's something I'm missing here because of what motivates me to knit. Maybe because I don't even like hand knits myself most of the time, I can't imagine myself being thrilled if someone gave me some object they made, especially if I never asked for it. So I think I agree with OP on this. I think for me, it's the worry that people won't like the thing that I've made, which makes me not make something for people unless they've asked. I do make some little things for the folks that I work with, like at Christmas, for example, I will buy some little sweets and treats and chockies and things like that to put in little knitted or crocheted bags that I'll make for them. And some people really, really like them, and some people have said nothing either way. So it's one of those things that it's small enough that you can put it in a drawer and forget about it and not have to worry about ever using it in front of the person that gave it to you. Or if you do want to use it, it's easy to show off. Like one of my colleagues has a phone that fits inside a little drawstring bag that I made. So she uses that to keep her phone safe when it's in her bag. And I really appreciate that she uses it. And I see her using it because obviously she has her phone at work and I see the little bag. And she told me that she uses it for that as well. But there are people who haven't said anything about it, but I wouldn't be offended if they didn't like it because I know it's not for everyone. But anything bigger than like a little drawstring bag, and when I say little, I'm talking about this size, like really hardly any size at all. Anything bigger than that is more of a, I will ask someone if they want it, or most people that know me know that if they want something, they can just come and ask me to make it, and I will make it for them, either for free or just for the cost of the yarn, because I know them. Or for a birthday present, in which case I won't charge them for the yarn or anything. It will just be the gift that I give them for that birthday. Like my mum spends probably most of the year thinking what she would like me to make her. And she usually has something. And if she can't think of something, I'll make a little thing so that she still has a gift from me that I've made. And I know she'll appreciate it, even if it's something like little coasters, little knitted coasters made of wool, which are really handy. I like these kind of coasters. Like I prefer fabric coasters to like hard ones, because when you have like a drink that's a bit condensation-y on the outside, it doesn't stick and then pull the coaster up when you move the cup. It's just a little thing that annoys me, but that kind of thing works really well. And if it gets a bit mucky because you've had a coffee that spilled round the edges as you've put it down, you can just chuck it in the washing machine with your clothes and then dry it with them, and then it's ready to go again. But anyway, getting back to the post, I do kind of agree with them. I do think that some people put an expectation on themselves too much to make things handmade, because it's maybe I make things by hand, my family know I make things by hand, and they will be upset if I don't make them something. But it might not be actually something that has been communicated with them. It's an expectation they've put on themselves rather than one that has been imposed on them. I mean, the only thing I can say is if you're the kind of person that worries and gets drowned in making loads of things for all their family, maybe ask family, Is this something that you would like? Do you want handmade things from me? You don't have to necessarily say exactly what it is that you're making, but you can ask them, do you want a handmade gift, or would you prefer something else? Like, some people like having experiences and doing things, and other people like receiving things that are practical or things that are pretty. You know, everyone's different. You can't assume that everyone wants the same thing or doesn't want the same thing. So ultimately, I feel like the title of the post seems a little bit mean, but I think the spirit of it I definitely do understand. But ultimately, if people want to make stuff for everyone, then that's up to them, as long as you're not then upset when they don't like it. Although, like the example they give of like the lace shawl for a sister's wedding, it's not something I've come across specifically, but I can understand it happening. But if someone wants something for their wedding, if I'm making something for someone for their wedding, I am not making it unless they have asked me, or if I've offered and they've said yes. Because especially with brides, they can have a very specific vision for their day, and a hand knitted lace shawl might not be the thing that they want. If it's a summer wedding, they might not want a shawl at all. If it's a winter wedding, they might have already got the one that they want because of the weather that they know they'll probably experience when their wedding happens. So that's it for this video. I am starting to get rather toasty. I don't know if it's showing in my face very much. I do look a little bit pink, so I'm going to turn the camera off, turn the fan on, and chill out as much as I can. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, there's a link to my Linktree in the doobly-doo. Bye for now.